In today's video, I'm going to show you all how I mix a dancehall beat, and you all can check out the last video that I made. This is the beat that I'm going to show you all how I mixed. Yeah, so you all can check it out. And for those that are new to my channel, I'm just going to run a little piece of the chorus of the beat so you all can hear what the song is like before I get into the mixing. Alright guys, that is it. This video gonna be very quick and simple. So first off, before we go to the mixer track, guys, what I usually do is make sure that you start leveling your instruments from the channel rack. That's the first thing that I do during mixing, is make sure that my song is level before it goes to the mixer. You get a better song like that. So as you can see, I've done some leveling in the channel rack. So now let's head to the mixer. Let me show you all what I did. Alright, so right now we're in the mixer, and if you look at it, guys, if you look at my volume, you could see that not much I've been done to it, because I've been doing most of the leveling on the channel rack. Alright guys, we're gonna start with the drums first. As a beginner producer, I think the first thing you should start with is the drums. Start leveling the drums. I think it's the best way to go, and then you can add in the other instruments. So let me just play the drums, and I'm gonna go through it and show you what I did. If you look on the channel rack on my kick, you could see there's no effects on it, and the reason why, because song selection, guys, that's where song selection comes in. Always choose a good song. Therefore, you won't have to do much mixing or any mixing at all. You just make sure that the song is level properly, and then you can go forth from here. So as you can see, my kick has anything on it. All right, guys, let's head to the rim and snare. And the reason why I'm going to show you all the rim and snare at the same time is because I layered them and mixed them together. So I'm going to play the rim and snare by itself. And if you look at the video, last video, I showed how I mixed it as well, but I'm still going to show it. So I'm going to turn off everything else and just make the rim and snare play. Alright guys, that's the rim and snare, and that is what I did on the snare. I only had an EQ, and I high pass from 210 Hz, and I low pass from 7K, because I didn't need those frequency. And let's look at the snare. On the snare, I did kind of the same, but I high pass a little more because I wanted the little body from the rim, and some low pass from 10K as well. Now I send them to one channel as well, and I added a compressor and a distortion plugin. So the reason why I add distortion plugin, guys, and the compressor is to glue this song together and make the rim and the snare sound like it's one. So that's what I did. If I turn off the compressor and the decapitator, you're gonna hear how the rim and the snare song. That's it. When I turn on the compressor, listen. That's it. I use the CLA 76. Listen to it. Sounds more cohesive. I'm just doing like 1 dB gain reduction. And now I'm going to add the decapitator. Yeah, we added some little snap. Yeah, I'm into this sample. Alright, guys. Let's head to my rim verb. I'm just going to put the kick and the rim snare together, and the rim verb as well. Yeah, man. Just making space for the instrument. That's for the low end instruments. Yeah, man. The low end of the piano, the soft piano, the bass and the kick. So I just did a little high pass. That's all I needed. Yeah. And if you look on the clap, I did nothing. Like I said, guys, from it sounding good, just leave it as it is. Hi-hat as well, nothing. Counter snare, nothing. So guys, that's my drums altogether by itself. That's how I mix it. Alright guys, let's head to my bass now. In that bit, I have a wrist bass. So I'm just gonna play the wrist bass with the drums and let's listen to it and show what I did. Yeah, man. All right, guys, I'm going to explain to you. The dip that you're seeing right there from the 63 Hz, that's just space that I made for the kick so you could punch through the mix much better. And now, the high pass, nothing below 42 Hz, honestly, in the sub bass is not needed. Yeah, and don't just, because you say I have 42 Hz, you just go and take your EQ and put 42 Hz on all bass. No, you have to listen to it. So I listen to it and let me just turn it off. Let me turn off the EQ. That's it. I'm not saying it's not good, but when I put on the EQ, listen to the clarity. Yeah, man, it sits better in the mix. All right, guys, that's it for my bass, and let's head to the melody. All right, first thing, guys, I'm going to show you how I mix the soft piano, which is quite simple. And guys, that's my EQ. That's the EQ on the soft piano, guys. Very simple. Am I passing from like 70 Hz and a boost, little boost from like 1K Hz, just to give it a little presence. And you see, hey, one thing, guys, there's a theory going around about high pass everything from 100 Hz. Guys, don't do that. Just because your mix gonna sound very thin. Yeah, back then I used to do that, but no. If there's nothing to cut off below that, just leave it as it is. So I just wanted to make some space for the kick and the bass. So that's my high pass. Yeah, my piano. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in my pad. No, that's my pad. Yeah, man. I did a low shelf. I think that's a low shelf. That's why I call it a low shelf. Around the 6K. Yeah, man, guys. That's just to make the pad sit better in the mix because that's too much high frequency. Also, I made a duck. I should I say the deep around the 156 Hz, making space for the low instruments again, guys. And that's how it songs fit nice. If I turn it off, that's what it sounds like. Turn on. It's much better in the mix. Alright, guys. Next, we're gonna head to my main melody. And like I said, if you watched my last video, I showed how I mixed it, but I'm gonna still show you all. Bring in my melody. I'm gonna turn off all the effects and make you hear what it sounds like. Turn on the EQ, guys, and that's what it looks like. Yeah, I did a high pass from 261 Hz. I did a dip from 2K because the piano was sounding kind of cheap, too much high mids. And when I did that as well, it kind of sit better in the mix with the other instrument, and just a little slight little boost from the 5K to give it a slight little presence. So that's why it sounds like with the EQ. And the compressor is just to tame the dynamics because it was jumping too much for me. Yeah, so I just use a CLA two-way stereo on this one. We're gonna look at it, and I'm doing like 3D begin reduction. Turn it off. Turn it on. The song is more tame now. Alright, guys. Next, I added Guys, this name always kills me, man. I added Valhalla Supermassive, guys, which is a delay, and that's why the songs that we will delay on. Simple quarter note. Last, I added the Val. Oh my god. I'm just gonna say vintage verb, right, guys? Alright. I added the vintage verb to just place the melody in its own space. Yeah. And give it that lush little song. So listen to it. Sweet. Yeah, we're gonna play the other instruments. Yeah. Nice. All right, guys. One more thing when you're mixing, I know that we all do it. Sometimes we look at the levels to mix, but the best thing to do is use your trust me. Best practice one is what I do. I close my eyes and I just level if it's up or down, and I level like that. I think I'm hearing the song better when I do that than looking at it. Yeah, guys. So always make sure to listen and not look. All right, guys. We're gonna add our next instrument, which is the Pluck key, guys, and I'm show you how I mixed it. Listen. Nice. We're gonna turn on the EQ now, and hear how it fits in the mix much better. And let's listen, guys. Yeah, man, guys, and that's why I EQ'd it. And the reason why I made the dip from the 900, because my main melody had a lot of frequency in that same area, and I find it was clashing with the melody because they're both keys. Yeah. So I had to dip around that area in the Pluck key. One more thing, guys, on the Pluck key, the compressor. Let me show it to you all, guys. That's it. As I can see, there's a limiter and a compressor side of this plugin. I just wanted to use the compressor. And I'm doing a little compress, and I'm doing probably like 2 dB or less. Yeah, and it's just to control the attack of the Pluck keys. I find it was, no matter how I try to make it fit in the mix, it was always sounding like it was just popping out of the mix. So that's the reason why I added the compressor to tame the peaks of the keys. All right, guys, let's get to the verse so I can make you hear my next instrument, because I have a ukulele in the verse, and I'm going to show you how I mixed it. So let's go. I'm going to solo all the other instruments. All right, guys, let's listen to the ukulele by itself. Let me show you what I did. Let me turn off the fruity dilly and the vintage verb, and let's look at the EQ. All right, guys. I did a high pass, and it's not a steep high pass, as you can see, around 145 hertz. I made a dip around the 328, because it was sounding a little more in that area. And still, when I did that, I realized that I couldn't really hear the instrument in the mix. So what I did a slight boost from the 1K go up. So, and then, yeah, it was kind of sounding like it fit in the mix. That's why it sounds like without the EQ. With the EQ on, much more clarity. And guys, then I added a reverb to make it fit in the mix. So now it sounds like with the reverb. You can check out my setting, guys. Last but not least, fruity delay free. Yeah, man. I think I'm doing a quarter daily on this one. Yes, a quarter, guys. So, guys, that's what each song is like. And let me just play everything. Let's listen to it. Now, my next instrument in the verse, which I have, the second part of the verse, is my part two. And let's listen to the part two by itself. That's it. Now, on my channel, right, as you can see, there's an EQ, but it's not on because I just placed it there to look at something and I never used it because I feel like that part did not need to be mixed. It was just fitting right in the mix and that was it. And I'm just going to turn on the EQ to show you all something. Let me turn it on. Look at the frequency that is playing. Yeah, man, I feel like it just... Quite, you know, a lot of beginner producer, I I know because I did those mistakes as well, would have been doing that. They'll be doing all kind of a, but no, that's not needed. I feel like it sounds good. I leave it as it is. Guys, next thing you all can do, which I do on most of my mixes, which can help you all mix much better again, guys, always make bosses. Trust me, it's gonna help you. And if you don't know how to make a boss, I'm just gonna show you. As you can see, all my drums is going to this channel right here, which is called Drum Boss. Yeah, all you have to do is select all your channels with Shift Control. Just select all your drums like this, and right click anywhere you want. There's just choose raw to this track only, and that's gonna send all the instrument that you selected to one channel. I did the same thing with my instruments as well. And as you can see, during the mixing process, I realized my instruments was still louder than my drums to me. So I just bring down the volume a little for like almost 2 dB, and it fits perfectly. I think that's a good way to do it than going back and leveling every instrument. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and please like, subscribe. You don't know, pick up yourself. Joe Bates.